Hi everyone, welcome to another live today. I hope all of you had a good day since morning now. Today we'll be doing a poem comprehension that's suitable for the kids who are in year 5, giving their 11 plus entrances now. But year 4 can also join in. That's no worries. We also did a live video about the year 4 comprehension. If you guys did not see that comprehension and did not see that live session, I would highly recommend you guys to go back in our YouTube channel and see the live session what we did for the year 4's comprehension. And this is what we're going to do today is the year 5 comprehension. This is the comprehension from a private school, and you could also find the comprehension in the description of the video, live video what we're doing today in YouTube, Facebook, and in our ambitious learning page in again Facebook. So if any of the life gets disturbed or something, you could join us back in all these three platforms because our live would be going in all these three platforms today. So just give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me properly and my sound is not bad or something, because last time I had all of you were complaining about my voice. You could not hear anything. Just show me a thumbs up, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos if you have not, because we'll be doing a lot of live sessions coming up for you all before your 11 plus entrances. I know all of you have, so many of you have joined. Just give me a thumbs up to tell me that you could hear my voice. Please let me know if you could hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. Yes, you can. That's good. So hope my voice is not any problems with my voice. I know there are so many of you have joined me today. Please let me know if you can hear me and my voice is not, you can hear well. That's good. Have you guys read the poem comprehension? Should I start sharing my screen before you guys get tired? I can see some of your messages here. Have you guys read the comprehension before? It is quiet. Should I get the comprehension up? So if you guys have not read the comprehension, I'll just zoom in a little bit and I'll give the ones who have not read the comprehension a little more time to read it so that you know what we're doing now. And I can again put little music for you guys so that you can read the comprehension with little music. Let me say it today. Add a source. Where is the music? So if you read this page, let me know. I'll just slow it. I'll just show you what's left after this one. And I can hide myself so that you can only see the comprehension, not me now. Have you read till here? Should I move it down a little bit for you guys? Okay, that was the comprehension we'll be doing today. I hope all of you read it. So let's start with questions of comprehension now. So it's from the Bencroft School 11 plus examination as a sample paper, and we'll be just doing section A of that. So the first one now, if you read the comprehension, it's asking you look at lines 1 and 4 of the poem. What does the narrator's teacher say that he will do and why? So if you read the comprehension, you would have come to know that the narrator teacher he wanted to go somewhere, and where he wanted to go basically. He wanted to sail across somewhere, and he will do it and why, because he wanted to see new places basically. So when they tell you that look at lines 1 to 4 of the poem, you should go back and look at the lines. Where does the narrator teacher say, let's go back to the lines with you guys? So it's telling you in line 1 to 4. So you have to see line 1 to 4. What does the narrator teacher wanted to go? If you look at this is the way you have all the lines. So 1 to 4 means these lines here. Our teacher told us one day he would leave and sail across a warm blue sea to places he had only known from maps and all his life and longed to be. So basically, what did the teacher says? The teacher basically wanted to go to some places which he had only seen on the map. Only seen on the map means he all seen on the map, or you could say the places he had always dreamed of going there. He wanted to leave his teaching profession and he wanted to go to these places and see them. So now they are asking you in this one, they're asking you in question 1, they're asking you look at line 1 to 4, what we guys have just done, and what did the narrator's teacher say he will do and why? So it's 2 mark question. You also have to look. Yes, that's a good one. I'll take your answer also. He wanted to sail to an unknown wonderland, you could say that. And if you have something like, if you have to look at the marking scheme, if the marks is for 2 marks, you have to give us 2 reasons. Basically, you should go according to the marks, because you're giving your 11 plus. You should stick to the what marks they are saying. Let me get a text box for you guys. So mainly the teacher says he will sail across the sea he will sail across the sea to far away places that he has always earned So this is the answer for the number 1. I'm just putting some of your answers. So he wanted to go to places he had always longed to be, or he always dreamed to be. Because maybe he must have wanted to go to these places, but when he became a teacher, you know how hectic a life is of the teacher. They don't have time to travel and do things like that. So that's why he wanted to go to some these places. He always wanted to go to these places. So let's move on to the next one now and see what the next one says. Now we are on question 2. It tells you look at line 5 to 8. What do we learn about the difference between the teacher's everyday life and his imagination? So again, you have been given the line 5 to 8. So let's go to line 5 to 8 together. So again, if you're given the line, I would always tell you that you should always go back to the line and see what they are asking you to do, because sometimes you don't know what the question says and you write something absolutely different. So line 5 to 8 is this one here. And the question is, you have to look at these lines and learn about the difference between the teacher's everyday life. Everyday life means what he used to do in everyday life. So the house he lived in was and gray, but his mind's eye he could see sweet scented jasmine clinking to the walls and green leaves burning on the orange tree. So this is the line they want you to do. So what do you think now about this one? So in reality, the teacher lives it tells you where the teacher normally lives. It tells you about his house. It tells you that he lives in a grey house in his imagination. He sees beautiful tropical plants and jasmine clinking to the walls of the house of his wall. Good, so I have answer here. So that's the answer for number 2. Jasmine clicking to the walls and green leaves burning to the orange trees. Good, so let's write it down now. So that's number 2. Again, we'll have our text box. In reality, the teacher lives in a narrow house, narrow grey house in his imagination. He sees beautiful tropical plants and jasmine of the house of his dreams. So let's see what you guys have written now, and I will just put your answers on the top now. His life was dense, but his imagination, his house was colorful and bright. Good. You could also write that. That's a very good answer. I'll just pin top your answer because your answer is really good. So this is about your second one, what they asked you. Look at lines 5 to 8. What do you learn about the difference between the teacher's everyday life and his imagination? Or you could say that his everyday life was dull, but his imagination was more colorful. So let's move on to the next one now. Oh, sorry. The next one is now it's only 1 mark. Give one word or phrase on your own for drub. And that's also in line 10. So you have to see how this word has been used in line 10. So sometimes we don't know what the word means. Drab means what does it mean in. So you have to look at in line 10 the way this word have been used. So this is your line 10. He spoke of the lands he longed to visit, where it was never drab or cold. So, what do you think that means? So, if I look at this, the way they have used this word, so I need to know what the meaning of the word is. If I don't know the meaning of the word, I could just see the way it has been used in the comprehension. So, you would look at this word and then you will say how is it being used in the comprehension. The meaning of the word, if you look at the meaning of the word, means lacking brightness or interest. Dull life is basically, it's really dull life, where it was never drum or cold. Mean he spoke to the land he longed to visit. So this was a land he always imagined, it was in his imaginations he wanted to visit, where it was never drab or cold. There was not cold there, or it was very dull there. Drab basically means something which is very dull. Tiny, blurry. Yeah, good. So then you go back here and you like the meaning of the word. What does that mean? That means something which is very dull. That's the meaning of it. So let's move on to the next one. Number 4 now. So look at line 12. What do you think is meant by shock of the school's stranglehold? Stranglehold, sorry, not hood. So what does that mean now? So again, you have to go back to line 12 and see how is this word, how this line has been used. What do you think is meant by shock of the school's stranglehold? Stranglehold. So let's see how it's been used in the. So again, they have given you line 12. So you have to go in line 12 and see how the sentence is written. So line 12 is here. And I could understand why he never left and shook off the school's stranglehold. So basically, he said that he was always used to say that I'll visit there, I'll go there, but he never traveled to these places. I could not understand. As a narrator, he could not understand why his teacher never left and shook off the schools. He was there in the school throughout. He always was going on dreaming that I wanted to go here. This is my dream. The things what you are learning from the map, I want to go here. He never quit his job. So he never ever quit his job. He always wanted to go to a lot of places, but he was so much into his profession because he's a teacher. He cannot leave his profession. He was so much into his profession that he had limit his imagination to his reality. So he basically did what a teacher would do. He left all his imaginations, his dreams, and he was just focused on his job. So let's write it down now. So let's take our text box and get started. So we will start with this means that the narrator feels the teacher is being limited, and in a way destroyed by the on his life. And remember, it's 2 marks, so you need two reasons. The teacher cannot be free while he's working at the school by shaking off his oh, I forgot the N. So Angela would. So that's the answer. You see that it's a good job as a teacher. Stop being to be focused well. He stopped dreaming. That's good. Sorry, I think there was some internet connection. You guys were not see it in the middle. I hope you can see what it's written. So that's your number 4 now. So now go on to lagging. Yeah, something wrong with the internet connection. I hope it's fine now. Let me just stop sharing this and then start sharing again. Is it better now? You can't hear. Just a second, wait. Let me just see what's happening. Can you hear me now? I think so. You can hear me now. Should I start sharing the screen again? No? I think so. Everything is working now. Okay, let's start sharing the screen then. Is it better now? Sorry about that. I think something went wrong with the internet connection. So should we move on to number 5 now? You can hear me now. That's good. So let's move on to the next one now. So now number 5 tells you guys look back at the poem as a whole and without repeating what you have said before, how do you think the narrator feels about the teacher? Make 2 points. And why do they feel this way? Make 2 points. So in this You have to make around 4 points. You have to look at the full poem and think about what he says. So, what do you think the narrator? You know that the narrator felt sorry for his teacher. We know that for sure. That he felt sorry for his teacher, that his teacher had had so many dreams that he wanted to go to places he had never visited before, which he could only see on the map, and he was showing everyone in the class. And he cannot fulfill his dreams. I think the narrator feels frustrated by and sorry for the teacher. Why in line I couldn't understand why he never left shows the narrator irritation that the teacher won't fulfill his dream, but also suggests a desire for the teacher to be happy, which creates a feeling of pity. So basically, he felt really sorry for the teacher that his teacher had dreamed so much. And remember, if you must have read the comprehension, you must have read that the teacher really felt ill in the in the poem. It tells you towards the end that the teacher had felt really ill and he could not fulfill his dreams. He left his job, and most probably the teacher might have also died. That's why, in the end, it tells you that the narrator went to the places what his teacher wanted to go to. If you look at the last, I traveled to where the green leaves burn, to where the ocean's glass clear and blue, to all those places my teacher taught me to love, but which he never knew. The narrator likes the teacher because it says in the text, but a lesson he never knew, he thought is still with me today. Yeah, so it's basically, if you know that, if like, I'll give you one example. If you guys were like, if you like a teacher and then something your teacher leaves the school, you still have good memories with the teacher. You always remember the good memories you have with your teachers. You never forget the memories you have with your teachers. The same thing was with the narrator. He had a liking for his teacher, which had which is with him throughout his life, and that was the reason he went to the places his teacher could not go, because his teacher might have got ill, or there would be some other reasons that his teacher could not do. So there's another someone is given me here. So I'll pin her also. That's a good reason she's given. The narrator likes the teacher because he says the text but a lesson he never knew, he thought is still with me today. The teacher was not confused. You can't tell him that the teacher was confused, because he was not confused. He was doing his duty. When he was doing his duty as a teacher, he didn't want to go to some place which he was dreaming of. So let's write it down. And remember, this one has, all of you could have different answers for this one. The narrator he feels both frustrated he felt both frustrated and sorry for the teacher. And then you could write about the line. The line what you guys just mentioned. He could not understand He never left shows the narrator's irritation. Irritation that the teacher won't fulfill. He will not fulfill his dreams, but also suggest the desire for the teacher happy, which creates a feeling of pity. And let's see what you guys have written. And also, he also feel inspired by his teacher. You could also write that he felt inspired for his teacher. He wanted to do his teacher. He also felt inspired by his teacher. Yes, I can write it here. So you could say that as an adult, he was inspired by his teacher and as an adult, he visited all the places and in this you could also write from the line you could come to know it's been taken. The narrator was confused because he never fulfilled his dreams. No was confused. The teacher, you could say the teacher was confused. The narrator is the one, the author who wrote the poem. So he was not confused. And then we have a last paragraph now. He also trusted his teacher as he never went where his teacher described rather than thinking it was a teacher's imagination. So again, there are lots of reasons, a lot of things in this. All of you could write down, and now we are on the last one. So in this one, they refers in line 19 to what do you think the poem has to teach us? What makes you think that? exploring this, learn from us, we might influence on other people. You're lacking again. I know that I'm lacking again. Stop sharing for a minute again so that my voice it comes back. You are breaking up. Yes, I am breaking up. Is it better now? Yes, better now. I can see now all the signals have come back. Sorry about that. There's something wrong with the internet today. It's keep on doing that again and again. Okay. You can't hear me. You can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Before I start sharing the screen, let me know you can hear me. Yes, you can. That's good. So now we are on the last one. Let me start sharing again. Again, I'll hide myself. So in the last one, they're asking you about, they are saying the poem refers in line 19 a lesson. So what do you think? Why did they use the word a lesson? So why did they use the word a lesson? So what lesson? You can hear me. That's good. The word lesson in line 19 means what we can learn from observing other people's lives because he feel inspired by the teacher. Good. You could say that. Or could also you could also say that I think the poem teaches us that even if you do not achieve your dreams in the way we imagine we might, we can still have a profound effect on others. Although the teacher didn't does not see himself as a hero, the narrator clearly admires him. So if you look at that, you should always follow your dreams. Good. You should always follow your dreams. That's a really good one. You should always follow your dreams. So let's write it down. So according to me, we think that according to the narrator, so according to the narrator, his teacher was his hero. If you look at that, were a hero, and he clearly admires him. So you could say that so the teacher has still achieved something. I know the narrator did not see the places what he really wanted to see, but as a student, if like if you are a teacher and your students do a lot, they that? You can't hear me. I know that. Went off. Let me stop sharing again. Let it. You cannot. We cannot hear you. You froze. Yeah, I'm back now. I can hear myself now again. Sorry about that. Let me share again and let me hide myself again. Now you can. Yeah, it's fine now. So basically, according to the narrator, his teacher was his hero and he clearly admires him. So the teacher has still achieved something. So basically, the teacher has achieved something because he likes him. And again, what else the poem suggests? The poem also we should seize the moment and take opportunity to travel and explore when we can. So we could say that the poem also suggests. So basically, if you look at this, it says that according to the narrator, his teacher was his hero because he really liked his teacher and he clearly admires him. So the teacher has still achieved something. The teacher has achieved something. The poem also suggests that we should take time from take after I've just taken the word out. We should take time from our busy schedules and fulfill them. Take time from busy schedules and fulfill our dreams. Fulfill them. Fulfill, sorry about that. Fulfill our dreams. Or could say the person teaches us important to observe other people with empathy. As obsessed to seeing the teacher as a failure, the narrator is able to take inspiration from him. So we could say that he also so the narrator, or I could say that, let me just write down another thing. You could write as many things, but remember, it's 4 mark question, so you have to write something. You have to write at least 4 points. Because he's seeing his teacher as a failure, because he did not fulfill his dreams. So, what did the narrator learn looking at his teacher being a failure? Because his teacher could not fulfill his dream. The narrator is able to take inspiration from him. It leads to happiness in his life. I will just do it for you guys now. Oh, what did I do? I just came up. Okay, let me just go back to what I have written. I wanted to show you guys what I have written. So basically, in this one, you could write what you guys did. So, according to this, you could write that according to the narrator's teacher was his inspiration. He really inspired his teacher. He wanted to do the things his teacher was doing. But another thing, he also felt his teacher was a failure. In the failure in the sense because his teacher could not fulfill his dreams. So, according to the author, the narrator, as obsessed to seeing his teacher as a failure, the narrator is able to take inspiration from him. So he took inspiration from his teacher that you should fulfill your dreams and you should take time out from your busy schedule. You can't just say that these are the places I want to really travel, but I can't travel. You can't do that. You should try going to the places you really wish. If we approach people with thoughtfulness, we may achieve unexpected insights. So basically, if you think about the things you really want to do in life, you can do it with little more. Take little time for yourself. The teacher could have taken little time for himself and then just saying that, I wanted to go here, I want to go there. He was just going on. Another way was he was going on complaining to his students that he was blaming them. It's basically he was blaming them that because of them he could not fulfill his dreams. If he was not a teacher, if he was in any other profession, he would have gone. And another way you could say that the positive thing was he also liked his profession. He really liked to be a teacher. So another reason could be that he did not want to leave a job because he was so much attached to the children he was teaching, the students he was teaching, that he wanted to carry on as a teacher and did not want to take any time out from his teaching career. So, these are some of the things this poem tells you. So, let me just write some of your answers, what you guys have written. Follow your imaginations and conquer your goals. That's a good one. Another one is you should always fulfill your dreams. That's also a good one. Never delay something you want. And this is a very good one. I like this one. I'll pin this one also on the top for you guys. In this, and remember, in whatever you are writing, you should write a little bit. I've not written in this one, but I highly recommend you guys to write something from the poem, the line, why you think. Like in line 19, the word lesson in line 19 means what we can learn from observing other people's lives because he felt inspired by his teacher. You could say that in line 7 means that the author or the narrator was inspired by his teacher. So you can't just write down that what we can learn from observing people's lives because he felt inspired by his teacher. So he really felt inspired. He didn't want to do the same mistakes what his teacher has done. Sometimes we learn from mistakes from adults what adults do. If the adults do some mistakes, we don't want to repeat the same mistake in our lives. So in this, the narrator had learned that he didn't want to do the same mistakes what his teacher had done. His teacher had always dreamed of going to places, and he used to show the children in his geography class that these are the places I really really want to go, but he could not go. Why? Because if you look at the poem, it tells you that he got sick, and that was a reason he could not go to the places he really wanted to go. So that's the end of the poem. I hope you all like the poem. Sometimes poem comprehensions can be little hard for you guys to understand, but if you try reading the poem little, if you read the poem once and twice, it starts making more sense. And I think so that poem comprehensions are better than the normal ones, because the poem comprehension at least gives you some hints inside what you guys are doing. So I hope you all like the comprehension, and let me know what lesson you guys want on a Thursday, because Thursday our live sessions have changed from Monday to a Thursday now. So we will be doing live sessions every week on a Thursday at 6 o'clock. And just let us know any of the topics you guys are struggling in 11 plus. We could do that in the live sessions. And that's all for today. And let me just see, somebody's written something. Thank you so much for this help with my 11 plus. Oh, you're welcome. So that's all for today. And if you guys have not liked the video, I would highly recommend you guys to do that, because if you don't like the video, I won't come to know how helpful this video was for you guys. And get your friends also to come and join who are doing 11 plus and who are also starting the journey of 11 plus. It'll be good to have lots and lots of children coming up. And that's all for today, and I'll see you guys back on a Thursday now at 6 o'clock. Bye for now.